Alright, so in this review, I'm going to break down my honest thoughts on this indicator, what I liked, what could be better, and whether I think it's worth using in your trading. I'll also touch on where I think it fits best within a broader strategy. So this isn't just a good or bad review, this is about how to actually use the tool properly. And shout out to AlgoPoint because they actually reached out to me and asked for me to do an objective review. So that was probably a mistake on their part because I am going to keep it as honest as possible, and they may or may not like what I have to say, but I'm still excited and I'm happy that they chose to do this. So with that being said, let's begin. Okay, so real quick, this is a screenshot for one of the emails they sent me, which they also sent me another indicator that they want me to take a look at, which I'll make another video on. But for now, I want to show you this real quick, so let me read it for you. The investing tool is by far the most popular indicator among users and the one that has received the most positive feedback. It was designed primarily for medium to long-term investors, spot trading or holders, and we personally use it in this way. However, there are users who have reported using it even in 5-minute time frames and have developed strategies tailored to this approach. The purpose of this indicator is very simple. To identify levels where the price is low, we recommend using it on 4-hour time frames. The signals are few but accurate. Sometimes you may need to scroll back quite a bit on the charts and zoom out to see them. It works with stocks, cryptocurrencies, commodities, and other assets, as long as you didn't use it on a time frame lower than the specified one. No adjustments are needed due to its coding structure. If you plan to use it in lower time frames such as 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, you can try increasing the signal setting. And I'll show you what that looks like. To filter out fake signals caused by high volatility. For more detailed information, you can watch the video we prepared for the investing tool. Now, if you guys want, I'll pull up the video real quick. Okay, so here's the video, and I'm going to put it at, I guess, 1.5. And look, I'm going to be completely honest, this video doesn't really tell me much. It's more of a trailer, if anything. Actually, I don't even know if this thing's recording the system audio. Hold on, give me a second. I think I got it.
In this asset right here, you are curious about the outcome. For that, you need to zoom out a little bit more and a little bit more. This is crazy. Where everyone else is telling you cryptos are over, this indicator is telling you to buy and creating fortunes. If you think this is luck, look at this. The developers at AlgoPoint and I have been
like, there's really nothing that says, hey,
but we ran into a problem.
This is what it actually
which is used
does,
in
is how you
scientific
use
research,
it.
ensures quality trading signals in every asset.
I mean,
I will tell you how to get
yeah, so nothing crazy. Now, one of the biggest things I noticed off the bat is that customization is super limited. And here's the thing, when you lock down settings like that, you're basically saying this indicator is perfect the way it is, you shouldn't need to adjust anything. I mean, look, there's really nothing here I can adjust, honestly, just the investor strength. And that kind of design puts a very high expectation on the tool. But if the results don't match what the user hoped for, now you've got a problem. It creates frustration, then bad reviews, and users feeling like they were misled. Now why? Because what's a great indicator to the developer might not work well for the trader, depending on their style or time frame. Letting people tweak and tune things makes the tool way more usable and protects you from that mismatch in expectation. Alright, so like I said, guys, there's really nothing that I can customize here. Like, that's it. That's it. Alright. Now, my next criticism is there is no signal context. So there is no explanation for what the signals mean. Like, when you get a signal like this, like interested or inside, like, what is this based off of? Is this based off of volume? Like, is it a moving average cross, like a structure shift? Like, I'm assuming it is based off of some kind of volume, but there's really nothing like a guide that I can go to that says this is what each thing means and this is how you should look at it, this is how much you should care for each one. Like, I get none of that. You know, I don't know how much weight to give any of these things, which is to me a major weakness in any tool. Okay, now I'm not saying this applies to AlgoPoint specifically. I'm saying any tool that doesn't explain anything like that, like, that's an issue. All right, but I mean, I mean, it looks like the signal is pretty good. I don't know. I have to adjust the strength here, but yeah, that's one of my biggest criticisms, I think, out of all of it. Now, my next criticism is the lack of documentation or user guide. So there's really no real user guide, just a single promo style video and whatever you get on their website, and that's it. Like there's no breakdown of logic, no setups, no case studies. So as a user, you're left to guess how to get the best results out of it. Now that might be fine for beginners who just want a plug and play, but for serious traders, that's a bit of a turn off. Now, I understand that this video says it's based off of a Z-score calculation method, but I mean, there's got to be a little bit more than that to this thing, I'm pretty sure. So, like, I'm just saying, for $249, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there could be a little bit more to be done, especially if someone's paying $249 and they're expecting a little something more. I would at least hope there'd be a bit more of a user guide or a detailed version of it with a little bit more like videos of you guys back testing this, or some kind of live trade that you took, how you guys would adjust the signal strength, like how many points you would go up, how many you would go down on like different time frames and things like that, you know, or even what strategies to pair this up with. That would be great to know too. So yeah. All right, now I just want to make something very, very clear. You shouldn't use any indicator by itself unless the creator specifically tells you it's a standalone system. Otherwise, mixing your own analysis with the indicator signals can throw off the whole system, especially if they conflict. Now, it should be used as a confirmation tool, not a crutch. All right, so if you're someone that's planning on using this as your only and solely way of trading, then I'm sorry, you shouldn't be buying any indicators from anyone in general. Okay, the word is literally indicator. It gives you an indication, right? This is not an actual strategy to rely on solely. All right, now, like, let me give you one example of how I would use it. Okay, so like a very quick example, I would turn the strength to 0.5, right, and I'd go on the 5 minute, and once I start seeing something like this, right, inside, that to me is saying, okay, there's some kind of insider volume or insider trading that's going on that we don't know about, right? So pairing this with some technical analysis, you can say, okay, price failed to break this structure down here, so I'm gonna assume this is like some kind of rejection block, right? And then you see the signal come up a little bit more, right? And we're seeing more buying pressure. All right, cool. So now what we have here, we have a change in state of delivery. Perfect. Now what we want to do is see some kind of retracement into a fib level, like the 50%. We see price retrace into that fib level, and it's even reacting off of this small order block right here. All right, and then once you see price rejecting from it, you can either enter at an inversion or just enter at a candlestick pattern. So you can see there's like that small little inversion here, right? So I enter here, right, and then stop loss right under this, and then you can just target the next set of liquidity, something like this, right? Nice, simple, doesn't have to be anything crazy. But my point is, if in these types of cases, right, if they're not telling you to use this indicator on its own, don't add any other analysis unless they tell you that, it's best to just use it alongside your trading plan if you have one. And if you don't have one, then I don't know what the heck you're doing buying indicators. So yeah, just keep that in mind and try practicing with any indicator that you have. Use it with technical analysis, okay? Don't be foolish here. Now, I do want to say something that is pretty fair thing to say. There is actually a pro of having a limited customization to an indicator, and that upside is that it forces you to stop relying completely on any indicator and actually do your own homework. So in a weird way, it would make you a better trader because you're not blindly following signals anymore. You're thinking critically and checking for confluences. So if I don't have the option of tweaking it to try to like make my own like signal trader or whatever, then I have to rely on price action as my main source to enter trades, which you should be doing at the end of the day, right? If you can just read price, at some point you won't even need indicators anymore, or at least signal-based indicators, right? That's the best kind of trader to be, reading price action, being able to call price no matter what system you're using, whether it's on TradingView, whether you're like on NinjaTrader, CTrader, TradeLocker, whatever, right? If you can use any chart to make your trades, I mean, what other better kind of trader is there, right? So in a way, it's kind of a good thing, to be honest with you. Okay, so real quick, this is from the Pivot trading indicator. Now this is something that I would like to see in future indicators from AlgoPoint. So the problem is there's no historical signal visualization. You can't turn on any past signals to see how it performed over time, which is a huge drawback for back testing or confidence building. There's also no performance dashboard either, something like what you see here. This would be perfect to show win rate, pip count, frequency of signals, etc. Those features would add a lot of value, and I'd even pay extra for like a 2.0 version or even a paid subscription. But like what you see here, this is pretty cool. Like it gives you TP1, TP2. You can even customize like how many take profits, all that stuff. Like it's a really well done indicator. And even like when I go to different time frames, the rates changes, right? It tells you. Like here, it'll tell you wins 20 out of 5. Actually, let me go back to the 4-hour ones here. So yeah, 46 wins out of 8, right? Signals 54. Like I would like to see something like that, okay? Because I mean, for $200, over $200, I mean, I'd rather just get this. You know what I mean? It just makes more sense. Now, the final verdict. Should you guys spend money on this indicator? And the answer is maybe. So here's the thing, this isn't a bad indicator, but you need to bring your own strategy to the table and use this as a tool for confirmation. And really that's for any indicator. Like even for the Pivot indicator, I don't even rely on it solely as like the only thing I would use to trade with, right? I like messing with it, I like checking it out. Sometimes, very rarely will I actually use it on its own, but I like to use my own type of analysis at the end of the day. If I do use the Pivot trend indicator, it'll be as like an extra confirmation tool. And I guess a little bit of foreshadowing, I am going to make a video reviewing the Pivot indicator. So AlgoPoint, you got a little bit of competition going on. But yeah, like if they would implement some of these things, that would be amazing. Like this would truly be a game changer for the algos that you guys make. So if you guys want to buy it, go ahead. I have no affiliation to the links at all. Like you can dissect the links that'll be in the description, and you know, you'll see that I'm not affiliated with them at all. And even if I was affiliated with them, don't you think I'd want to talk really good about the product? So either way though, I think if you're someone that's going to swing trade and want to use it as a swing trading confirmation tool, I would say it's a pretty good tool, especially if like you have the option of looking into the code itself, which I think is actually a really huge plus. I would much rather buy an indicator from AlgoPoint because the biggest pro is the fact that they give you the source code. You get to keep the source code, you get to tinker around with it yourself if you know PineScript, and you can build on top of it, which is pretty cool. So I like that about them. I like that I get to keep the source code myself. So if you're someone that wants to permanently and actually have peace of mind that the indicators that you buy from them is going to be yours, then definitely check them out. I think it's a huge plus and I applaud them for it. So with that being said, guys, that's all I have for you. Keep trading. As always, don't strive for perfection, strive for progress. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.